Alright, so in this video, we are going to discuss Tinder openers when the girl has no bio, right? And obviously the info in this video applies to other dating apps too, so Bumble, Hinge, I think you need stuff in your bio, but yeah, just any dating app where the girl does not have anything in her bio to go off of, you can use these openers. Alright, so this one is hi name, right? And you say you look like someone who's always up for an adventure, right? And then if the girl is into that, she's gonna reply whatever, right? And let's just say that she was like, oh yeah, haha, how'd you know? Or in this case, oh, you seem like you know me. And then you just reply whatever, right? So in this case I said, haha, maybe I do. And I said, how about we put that theory to the test with an adventure of our own, drinks tonight. And then, well, in this case, she said she's not available tonight, but she would love to see me next week. So yeah, it's just a matter of rescheduling, but pretty simple, right? All right, so here's another one, said the same thing. Hi name, you look like someone who's always up for an adventure, ready for an adventure. And she's like, I'm ready. And then, yeah, just from there, just whatever, lay some plans out, right? Just be like, cool, are you doing anything? Let's say Tuesday, Thursday night, we should get a drink, blah, blah. And then she's probably gonna be like, oh, cool, where? And then you just say, oh, this place called X, Y, and Z, right? Pretty simple. All right, so this next one, I forgot to save some screenshots, but believe me, it's legit. I mean, obviously, no text is like a magic bullet, but it's better than just saying nothing, right? And if you've been following me for a bit, you know I'm legit, so I don't really have to prove it time and time again. But for you guys who are new to the channel, if you want to see the receipts that I'm legit, just go to the video, how to get more Hinge matches, and you'll see everything, right? But anyway, this next opener for when the girls have no bio, you can say, pick a number between 5 and 9, and let's just say she says 7, and then you say, now day of the week, she replies, let's say Wednesday, and you'd be like, all right, perfect. I'll see you on Wednesday at 7 for our first date. Smirk emoji. And then, maybe she goes, laugh, laugh, where? Now, I know you guys might think that's a little corny or whatever, but if it works, right? And I'll explain why these texts would work for me or someone else, but maybe not another person later on in the video. So stick around for that. All right, so next one, right? You just start with quick question, and then she'd be like, haha, what is it? And you say coffee or cocktails, and then maybe she replies cocktails, and then you go, okay, or really, because I know the best bar in the city, we should go. And then, yeah, obviously if she said coffee, you would say like cafe or something. And then you could, obviously replace like coffee or cocktails with something else, like, I don't know, let's just say cats or dogs, right? And she replies dogs, you'd be like, oh, I know the best dog cafe in the city, like, let's go. If you have one of those around you, I think it's a pretty good first date if you like dogs. But yeah, again, pretty simple, to the point. All right, so this next one is gonna sound super basic, but believe it or not, it works, and you'll see proof of that in a sec. All right, so yeah, this next one, pretty basic, right? This is Hinge, but it's the same shit, right? Like, I'm just trying to prove a point here. You can just say whatever, and it'll work if, something I'll mention later is on point. But yeah, so yeah, in this case, she replied to my voice prompt or whatever. And then I said, hey, name, you're pretty cute, how are you? And then, yeah, there you go, right? Pretty basic. So she just says whatever. And then from here, I'd probably just be like, oh, that sucks. Like, what happened? Because she said she's sick, and she'll say like, whatever, blah. And then, yeah, I guess because she's sick, it's kind of tough. But yeah, just maybe try and schedule something, and she'll probably be like, oh, let me see how I feel in a couple of days, and be like, oh, okay, I'll shoot you a message, and then go from there. All right, so this next one is kind of a variation on that, right? So you just say, instead of cute, you say, hey, name, you're pretty sexy, whatever, how are you? And she says, hey, haha, I'm good, just finished work. And then obviously just keep the conversation going and try to schedule something. But I would say cute, like I'd probably use that for most girls. And then the sexy one, I'd probably use it for girls where it looks like they'd be more receptive to it. Maybe they kind of got bikini pics and shit on their profile, right? They're a bit more out there. All right, so this next one is an old screenshot I found on the trap phone, hence why the UI looks like it's from 2002. But yeah, pretty simple again. So, I mean, this is kind of more if you're looking to just, have a bit of fun, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you just say, hey, yeah, I didn't even put her name here. I probably should have, but yeah, I would personally put the name there, right? Just so it doesn't seem too copy paste, even if it is. So I would say, hey, name, you're pretty sexy, this emoji. So I'm just looking to meet someone fun, have a drink, and see where it goes if you're down. And yeah, she replies, thank you, lol, I'm down for whatever. And then obviously you just, schedule the date, right? Be like, oh yeah, we should get drinks, let's say Thursday night, Friday night if you're free. And then she'll be like, oh yeah, sure, where? And then you'd be like, oh yeah, I know this place, whatever. Give her like a Google Maps thing, and then be like, 8 p.m. question mark. And then if she says yeah, you are good to go. All right, so yeah, same thing. Just, hey, you're pretty sexy, blah, blah. Like you saw what I said before. And then in this case, she's like, yeah, thanks, I'm down. And then obviously, again, just plan the date. Be like, okay, how's Thursday or Friday night at 8 p.m. And she'll be like, oh yeah, cool. And then you just tell her the place, and yeah, easy as that. All right, so just one more example of this one. Yeah, just same thing, and then you can see what she said, but yeah, she's a bit crazy. But yeah, I mean, with this one, it's very much screening hard, like as in, are they down or not, right? Some will be, some won't be, but that's just kind of the nature of the game. All right, so yeah, this whole video has been about sending Tinder or dating app opening lines to girls who don't really have a bio or anything you can really go off of, right? But the truth about openers, right, is that no opener is going to save you if your pics are trash, right? Like that last line I showed you, so this one, right, is pretty like heavy, you know what I'm saying? Not like super, but it's like on the edge. And the point is, like, if you look like a 2 in your pics, no girl is going to reply to you, right? That's just how it is. I mean, maybe like once in a blue moon, but ideally you want to get yourself looking at least above average, and that happens through a combination of actually looking good, like, you take care of yourself, and then also having the right pics, right? Because like you would look really good, but if you have no idea how to take pics, you're fucked, right? So yeah, like she either likes you or she doesn't for the most part. Like no pickup line, opener, text game is really going to save you if she doesn't like you, and the liking part happens mainly via your pics, right? And yeah, I mean, you got to have good pics in the first place to even get matches, right? Let alone talk to them and get them out on dates. So yeah, like once you get your pics to a certain level, like I did here. Actually, before I show you this, let me show you what my pics used to look like. All right, so this is an old pic of me. I don't think I was stupid enough to use this pic on a dating app, but obviously I look like shit, right? And I mean, I don't even have to tell you, if I use that pic on Tinder or any of the other apps, like I'll get 0 matches, right? Like negative matches. So yeah, I mean, there's that. Yeah, this just look like an idiot as well. Same here. And then yeah, just here, just don't know how to pose, looks super awkward. Even though, I mean, the girl's okay. It's a little better, but it's still not ideal, right? Anyway, fast forward to now, right? Like I got it down, I figured out how to get good pics, and then my shit looks like this, right? I'm getting likes, too many conversations really, getting more matches, like you can see here. But yeah, as you can see, when you get the good pics, you get lots of matches with hotter girls, whatever. And once that happens, it gets super easy to text, right? As long as you don't say anything really stupid, you'll be fine for the most part. And so yeah, if you want to know how to get good pics, you can check the pinned comment if you want to know how I do it using AI, or you can watch my video on how to get more Hinge matches, which also obviously applies to Tinder, Bumble, and everything else. And I'll put a link to that video in the description. All right, so let me know what you think. If you think those Tinder openers for when girls have no bio are good, or if they're bad, or if there's anything else that you think is good, let us know in the comments. And then obviously, if you like the vid, hit the like button, subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.